My question is to the Minister of Education and asks, does she stand by her statement in regard to national standards that criticism has been based on misinterpretations?
The Honourable Anne Tolley. Point of order, the Honourable Simon Power.
The member might find he missed the word reported when he read the question.
He did indeed, but I ignored it because I didn't believe it altered the substance of the question. But the member's quite correct.
I apologise, Mr. Speaker. Would you like me to say it again, or...?
The Honourable Trevor Mallard. To repeat, read the question correctly.
Does she stand by her reported statement in regard to national standards that criticism has been based on misinterpretations?
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr. Speaker, yes, and I'm pleased that so many teachers and principals are engaging with the national standards rather than misinterpretations of them.
The Honourable Trevor Mallard. Order. The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Speaker, does she accept that now, if a newspaper asks two schools for their results, they can publish a local league table?
Yep. The Honourable Anne Tolley.
They can do that now.
The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
I don't have league tables.
The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr. Speaker, how then can she explain the Prime Minister's comments to Peter Sharples that league tables could not be published under national standards for at least 2 years?
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
I wasn't at the meeting that took place between the Prime Minister and Minister Sharples, but the government, and the Minister Sharples repeated it earlier in the House, the government will not be publishing league tables.
Alan Peachey.
Mr. Speaker.
Order. I've called Alan Peachey.
What reports has the Minister received of teachers and principals engaging with national standards?
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr. Speaker, I've received a report from the Ministry of Education that states that so far 81% of schools have registered for or participated in the first round of workshops on the implementation of national standards. That's 4,695 principals and teachers representing 1,759 schools. That is an excellent response and shows that teachers, as professionals, are getting on with the job of implementing national standards.
The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Does that sound
Order. I've called the member to ask his question.
Mr. Speaker, my supplementary question to the Minister is, who is responsible for the misinterpretation around the fact that these workshops have been described as fully funded when schools have to pay over $200 a day for a reliever to replace the staff member and the travel costs as well?
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr. Speaker, it's interesting that the Labour Party doesn't even want training in national standards. Look, that is quite...
Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr. Speaker, it was a simple question. Who was responsible for that?
Order. A point of order is being heard. And I accept the member's point of order. The Minister should not commence a perfectly reasonable question with a gratuitous comment. The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Professional development worth $26 million is being made available to teachers at their request for training in the national standards. It is perfectly normal. It is perfectly normal practice for schools to fund relievers.
Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr. Speaker, it was again a very simple question and an easy question to answer. It was who was responsible for the statement that they were fully funded. The Minister knows that she made that statement. She should admit it to the House.
Order. The last bit of that point of order was out of order, and the member knows that. He's been in this House long enough to know he can't make that kind of accusation or comment under a point of order. So I'm not sure how he expects me to be terribly sympathetic to his point of order when he does that. In my view, the Minister did answer the question. She pointed out, I think, that in normal circumstances what fully funding meant for teacher professional development. Now, other people may have a different view of what it means, but that would seem to me what the Minister was saying. The member has for the supplementary question, should he wish to ask one. Question number 9, Chris Ockenvold.